is the right shoe. This is a big moment. This is my first hype shoe. Well, I got blue tints, but nothing like these. I wanted the cost for it so bad. Missed on those, of course. Well, I didn't have the $400 for them. I think there's like 400 bucks or whatever. But basically, man, I'm just a normal guy, average guy with an average sneaker collection. I got nothing this hype. And I was thinking about so I woke up Saturday morning and actually, so probably like Thursday, I put on a notification. I said notify me on the sneakers app when these come out. I really hadn't been tripping off of shoes for the past year, and I was just kind of thinking like, just go ahead and notify me of these so I can see what happens. Basically, I moved, got divorced last year, moved on my own, kind of had to chill on sneakers. I got a couple of pickups since then, but really slowed down a lot. And so, I expected, so I put the notification on the sneakers app, and I felt like, I'll take the L just like everybody else. And so Saturday came, I was just leaving a photo shoot, and the notification came on. I was like, oh, let me go ahead and just hit, let me go and go for the draw. So I entered, went on about my life, didn't even think about it no more. And the funny thing is, I remember it's probably a few years ago, probably like 2015, before I was even into shoes. And I remember hearing about, I was actually trying to get into clothes a little bit, and I saw this company, Off-White, and they made these belts, and these yellow belts, and it was this long yellow belt, and I'm looking at it, and it was like 200, 300 bucks or something like that. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But I kind of dug the look of the model and the belt and everything. I was like, man, that's dope. I'll get that belt one day. And to me, Off-White was just selling belts. I didn't even know they had anything else. I'm not even sure if they had anything else at that time. But I know that was pretty early on in the Off-White life. So anyway, after that, I got into clothes and stuff. And of course, I was familiar with all the Off-White stuff. I took L's on everything else like everybody else. But look, your boy hit today. Or hit this weekend. Got my own pair. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and see what these, like, oh my God, I hit. What are these selling for? And they like, and I saw they was reselling crazy already over the weekend. And I'm like, man, I think I'm just gonna let these go, because I didn't even care for them at first. But the type of person I am, I'm always getting, well, here, I'll keep going as we take a look at these shoes. So the type of person I am, like if I start getting into something, if I have a question about something, like I fall into the rabbit hole and I just start researching it, and I start watching videos and looking at pictures. And so that happened with these. And the more I kept looking, the more I started liking them. Because at first I was like, I really ain't feeling those. I mean, I got some fives, but I like fives. But for whatever reason, I didn't like these at first. Wow, that smell, man. But yeah, I didn't like these at first. And I was like, man, I'm reselling these. I'm coming up out of these fast. I want that money. But I started falling in love with them, and they kind of put me in the mindset of the cause force. And I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get these. It's kind of a consolation shoe for the causes. But I like, I guess some of the hype in this kind of got to me, especially since I hit on a hype shoe, and especially since I hit on it for the retail. So now I got my personal pair. This is my first time touching it. Man, that smell is strong coming off of there. So most of my shoes I've gotten have been for like secondhand. My Instagram is secondhand shawty, and so that's kind of my thing. I like to find shoes used, so it's not often I get a bunch of new stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just a regular guy, average sneaker dude. I'm into it, but I don't got like a crazy collection. I mean, I'll tell more about my story maybe one of these days. Man, would that actually rip out? I heard they using X-Acto knives to cut that out, but I hope that don't rip. I mean, it's thin. I'm not sure how firm that's in there. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, of course, I started watching all these videos, and man, I just absolutely fell in love with these things. I mean, so if y'all anything like me, you've already seen all the videos, you've already seen all the pictures, so that's not really what this is about. This is just, man, just a dope moment. Again, average guy who got lucky, man. All my favorite sneaker YouTubers, you see Tony, and Bullet RC and Damn D, Unbreakable. Everybody was missing. Well, Unbreakable got his, but everybody was missing, taking L's. And here I am, just a normal ass guy. I'm not a sneaker YouTuber. I'm just a dude who likes sneakers, who got some okay shoes, and I got lucky, man. And those guys who you think got the juice, for them to miss, that's just wild. And then for you to hit, well, I guess that's what makes it wild for me. But man, I really dig the shoe. Again, at first, I wasn't feeling it, but I fuck with it now. So that's it, man. I'm not about to do like a full-blown review or whatever, because y'all got those. There's people with better video cameras and setup and stuff who can do a much better job at that. Again, I'm just a regular dude who got lucky, man. Good luck to y'all, and hopefully y'all can get y'all some nice kicks. So dope. I don't have like a YouTube outro, but anyway, that's it, y'all. Oh, and I guess I'll go and tell my story about how I kind of got into sneakers. I mean, I guess mine is pretty. I mean, I'm not gonna be like I'm an OG sneakerhead or nothing, because I'm not. I was a kid who grew up in the 80s and 90s who, of course, loved Michael Jordan. He was a hero. And love Michael Jordan. I really never asked my mom for Jordans, but I had a single mom. I never really asked for them. I always seen other kids have them, but I never really asked for them. So I never got any Jordans till I got older, man. And for me, it started when I started going through my divorce. And I was basically like, I'm about to be back here in this dating world, so I need to be fly for, to be out in these dating streets. So I started getting some new clothes, and then I started, getting some shoes and stuff, trying to get some shoes to, just be fly or whatever. So I started off at Ross, getting like, what was I getting? Oh, it was getting like D Roses, and the homie was like, "Oh yeah, you go to Ross and get you some shoes," and like, "Oh yeah, them D Roses, all right." And then I was finding like KDs and stuff, and the KD, and just from there, I started going to like Plato's, and I was getting shoes from there, and I'm finding stuff in all these kinds of places, and I'm like, wow, like I'm really starting to dig these shoes, and I was starting to get lucky. I was hitting, Jordan 1s at the at Plato's and stuff, and all kinds of little Jordan 5s and that kind of stuff. And no, but the first shoes I got were like the what's the Spizikes. I had got some Spizikes, Python green Spizikes, and I was telling my friend like, "Look, man, I found some Jordans." And then he was like, well, those are cool. Spizikes are cool. They're not really Jordans." And I was like, "What's that mean? Like, what do you mean they're not Jordans?" And then he told me how there's a combination, like a 3 or 4 shoes. And from there, I'm like, okay, well, what are Jordans? And so then, like I said, I got like an addictive personality. So that set me off. I started researching, and, I started to go to Plato's more and trying to see. I was finding shoes for my kids, and I found some Space Jams for my son once. And like after that set me off. And that's what got me into it, man. And now here we are today. Again, just an average dude who happened to hit on the sneakers app, just playing around, man. And when that draw came through and said that I won, man, I freaked the hell out. I could not believe I straight up won on the app. And like when you tell people you won some shoes, they think you got them for free. No, I won the ability to be able to buy these joints. And and that might not seem like a win to most people, but man, after you take all them L's, that's a win for us. And I've always been like an addictive. Well, I'll get into that later. So anyway, just wanted to give a little story time. I really was recording this because for some reason I started thinking on my way home, like, man, what if they accidentally sent me the wrong shoes? Like, I just needed to video this to just to record the fact that I actually got the right shoes. And I don't know. I'm gonna sit on these for a minute. I don't plan to resell them, but it's kind of one of those things you're a little afraid to wear. I mean, but I like to wear my shoes, so these will get on feet eventually. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure they was the right shoes. And I'm happy, man. I'm super happy. So, all right, well, take care, guys. And this was just the average guy who lucked up and got some nice shoes. All right, take care.